And welcome to the NSCAA Women's College Soccer Review. I'm Dean Linke, along with former Georgia State defender Christa Mann. We're getting ready for Big 12 soccer as Oklahoma State welcomes in Colorado. And Christa Mann, right now in Big 12 soccer, Oklahoma State, your two-time defending champs, they are legit.
They are legit indeed. Oklahoma State is having a tremendous season, undefeated in conference with 5 straight wins, and they've got a tremendous goal scorer on board.
Meanwhile, Colorado, they've got a record right around 500, but Bill Heppen, his team gets up for the big games. They beat UCLA, they beat Texas A&M, both of them in overtime.
Both in overtime, both huge wins. The first time they've ever beat Texas A&M and College Station, so just a huge upset for them. And Colorado is just really looking to play well in this game. They're a team that you never know what they're going to do on any given day, but they do rise to the occasion, and we hope to see that today.
All right, we'll show you the highlights in a little bit, but right now let's take a look at the NSCAA. HendryCars.com top 25, and you got to love seeing Oklahoma State at number 5, but it's 4 traditional powers at 1 through 4.
Absolutely, and you start in the West with Stanford and Portland. We have an undefeated Stanford Cardinal in Portland in 14 games with only 1 loss. And
Portland actually beat this OSU team, Oklahoma State team, their only loss of the season. Meanwhile, at 9 and 10, 2 ACC schools.
We've got Virginia and Florida State coming in at 9 and 10, and each of those teams competing very well and rounding up in the top half of this list. When
you flip the chart to the second 10, it's another ACC school, Boston College, with a big win over Carolina.
And Boston College only has 1 loss and 9 wins so far.
All right, and then Minnesota of the Big Ten is at number 15. Also from the Big Ten is Illinois. And then in the final 5, a team that you're very familiar with, Georgia comes in at number 21.
That's right, and the Bulldogs are the second SEC team in this top 25 ranking. They're behind number 14, Florida.
All right, then it's UNC, Greensboro, Hofstra, Ohio State, and Denver. That is your top 25. Of course, your top 25 is brought to you by HendryCars.com. 80 franchises, 5,000 cars, over 100,000 photos. One website, HendryCars.com, the fastest way to buy a used vehicle. Let's take a look now at the NSCAA Players of the Week. First on the women's side, how about Colleen Deegan, the senior from Maryland, was a central figure for the Terps both offensively and defensively in back-to-back conference road wins. She is your NSCAA Women's Player of the Week. And then on the men's side, Will Bruin scored 3 goals last week as he's got Todd Yeagley's Indiana Hoosiers humming right now. He is your NSCAA Men's Player of the Week. And with Oklahoma State alum Garth Brooks in attendance, the Thunder rolls as the Oklahoma State Cowboys beat Colorado 3-2. And Christa Mann, when you wrote to the highlights, it was Krista Lopez who delivered in the first half, and then a lot of action in the second.
She got things started right off the bat. She took a touch with the right foot, struck it to the left foot far post to score the only goal of the first half. Then we go to second half play. The ball springs in, a little flick, and a bender with the right foot. She strikes it again with the right for Richardson to finish that second goal.
But give Colorado credit, they came back, Krista.
They did. We have a nice composed finish by Cassidy Fitzpatrick, who bends the ball in low to the far right post. And then who better than Shay Marshall to finish off a deflection on a header from a corner kick. Final goal of the game. Richardson again in a foot race, slides to finish far post with her left foot.
Good shot by Richardson, celebrating, and that is the game winner. And your review show is brought to you by the NSCAA that reminds you the 2011 National Soccer Coaches Association of American Convention is in Baltimore, Maryland, January 12th through 16th, and registration is now open. Register now at NSCAA.com.